You are listening to the Audio Missile Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe and hit those like buttons. Okay, I grew up on Hollywood. I'm not on Hollywood, but in Hollywood. And on Hollywood Boulevard, there's the Walk of Fame. There's stars there, the Three Stooges and all these famous stars.
The Walk of Shame.
And there's a Walk of Shame also, but that's a different story. But we found out that there's a couple of big stars that are not on Hollywood Boulevard.
I was surprised when you told me the names of these people.
Yes, some big names.
Yeah, naturally. Leonardo DiCaprio?
Wow.
Wait, what?
Bruce Springsteen?
What?
Damn.
Come on.
So, all right, so let me go down the list. So, Carrie Fisher?
Damn, Princess Leia's not on there?
She just passed away, a couple years
That's
ago.
kind of weird.
Okay.
You would think that they would have gave her a star after all that.
Well, here's the thing. They have to pay for it.
They're using her
There's a committee that
CGI
pays for it.
image and bringing her back, but she's not good enough to get a star?
Well, you're supposed to show up for the ceremony, so she can't show up because she's dead.
Oh,
so
my boy.
I don't think they're
No,
going
I
to give
think they
her
still
the
put a
star.
star, can't they?
I don't know.
Yeah, they can do it
They can still
retroactive.
do it.
Yeah, they can honor you. Well, so let me go down the list. Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
Prince. He turned it down.
Come on.
Why?
Prince.
Damn. He turned it down.
Yeah, that's when he was the big rock star. Julia Roberts, she also turned it down. Clint Eastwood, he turned it down.
Damn.
wanna
I
appear.
wonder why.
But let me tell you two more.
Because you have to appear in person to the ceremony to get it. And if you refuse to appear, they won't give you the star. The whole thing is about you showing up where the star is, and they have a little ceremony.
Oh, you put your...
and then your fans show up. No, that's the Chinese theater.
No.
Where you can put your foot in the concrete.
Okay.
No, they give them to him retroactive. If you died, there's been people that
Yeah,
are
but
famous
they're not.
people.
Clint Eastwood's not dead yet. He looks dead.
Yeah, he's almost. Well, let me give you another couple names here. Denzel Washington.
Wow.
He should be on there.
You would think he'd be on the list.
100%.
100%.
100%.
Malcolm X ain't on there?
Right. All right. This next name is really going to confuse you. He's got his own tequila, but not of a star on Hollywood Boulevard.
George Clooney.
George Clooney.
George Clooney.
The Cloonster?
The Clooney. No, we're talking, that's...
How the hell is that possible?
That's crazy.
I don't know. So,
Maybe he didn't want to show up for the certain. Look, you got to keep in mind that these people are real famous. I mean, they don't have time to show up, and they have psycho fans that might want to shoot them or do something to them. So, or something has happened to them in the past. So maybe they just don't want to show up to the ceremony because it's crazy to be out there in public with all these crazy.
Too many people. Probably too much people, man.
I think there's more to the story, so we're going to look into it, folks, because I assumed all those people were there. Now that I know, we're going to look at, because really there's like 30 or 40
I heard
people.
Jim Carrey, Robert
There's
Redford,
more people.
a ton of other people.
I mean, it would take a whole episode alone just to talk about all these famous people. So we're going to do a little more research, and we're going to find out the real reason why.
Bruce Almighty should be on there.
Bruce Almighty.
For sure.
Okay, everybody knows New York gets pretty cold. That's why all the homeless people are here in LA, because it doesn't get too cold. People don't freeze. We have a real sad story, a tragedy actually. What happened out there in New York, Cordell?
Well, 8-year-old boy died after being locked in the garage overnight.
By a parents?
Yeah. A police officer, Michael Volva, a New York City police officer, and his fiancée, her name was Angela Polina, were arrested and charged. And one of the ironic things, we talk about technology is not your friend, or it can hack.
Oh, Alexa can record everything you're saying.
This time the Alexa, the smart home speaker system in their house, recorded them.
Wow.
Damn.
So they recorded the whole crime?
Yeah. And so it recorded them, and I'll tell you what one of the recordings said was, "Get your hand off his mouth. There's people everywhere." And that was a woman's voice. And so now I'm going to get more into the story. Just keep that in your mind, the recording of "Get your hand off his mouth."
So what initiated? Is there a reason why they started? Why they wanted to kill this kid, or why they put him in the garage?
Right. So now I'm going to give you some of the backstory. His ex-wife had originally contacted Child Services and the police, suspecting there might be abuse issues, because he had married a new woman, or was about to marry a new woman.
So this was the kid from his previous marriage?
Yeah. He had 3 sons, and then she brought her kids to the marriage, and he was mean to his sons. And the ex-wife was complaining to the police, like, "Hey, I'm seeing the bruises and different things." So here's what happened: the surveillance cameras caught the 2 nights before the kid died, it saw footage of the two sons with no blankets or pillows locked in the garage. And I think what it gets 19 degrees in Long Island.
Christ.
So the little boy finally they had to call 911 and then they took him to the hospital and he died from hypothermia.
Of course.
Oh my god.
You know, and so let me tell you a little more about what I said. You know how the Alexa recorded. He tried to give them a story. When they said, "Hey, what happened to your son?" And they said, "Well, he fell and hit his head. He was playing and he fell and hit his head or something." And they're like, "Well,
So hypothermia doesn't.
yeah, well, they didn't know it was
head
hypothermia.
trauma.
No, they didn't know it was hypothermia until what the city examiner, the county medical examiner, found that it was hypothermia.
Fuck.
Like, hey, he didn't die from falling or bruises. This is hypothermia.
Yeah, he froze.
So
Yeah.
that's when they went and sequestered or subpoenaed the audio recording from the smart system. And I'm going to read you some of the recordings. Here it is, you know. And the first one is a child's voice, which is one of the other children asking, "Why can't Thomas walk, Daddy?"
No.
Wow. Or to the mom. And then the mom says, "Because he's hypothermic." And this is what she says.
So this bitch, what kind? They have no heart at all.
No,
They
no,
have to
let
just
me-
have
let
the
me
kid
finish with
torture
what-
the kids,
yeah,
and then the other
let me-
kids asking about.
no.
It. They're like, "Oh, he's cool. He's just dying."
Let me finish what
Evil.
she said. She says, when you're washed with cold water and it's freezing, you get hypothermia. And then next, I'm going to read you some more recordings. So remember I said about the hand over the mouth? Here's what happened. Here's the real thing. She walks in and you could hear her saying, "What are you doing?" And that's when the father replies. He says, "I'm suffocating him. That's what I'm doing."
And this guy's a police officer.
Yeah, and that's when she says, "Stop doing that. Remove your hand." And it wasn't her. It was his kid, not even her own kid. She said, "Stop. Just stop." And that's when they
But
tried to take him. By then, it was
Is
too
there
late.
a reason why he was so abusive with these kids, or what?
Who knows?
The ex-wife
Nobody
was
knows.
trying.
Was he just an asshole?
New York police officer.
Big
was
asshole.
Well, most cops are
stressed,
assholes
you
already. No, I don't know.
Fuck.
There's some good cops.
I didn't say I said most. I said all
right,
cops.
right. So, but
He's the biggest of them all.
yeah,
But,
it-
but the other cops should definitely
and what she's
rough him
saying
up
is,
when
is-
it comes by the prison system.
yeah. Oh no, he's not gonna fare well in this one. So he was prosecuted, and people are angry. The whole city is up in arms. You know, I saw it. I was like, wow.
Well, he knows
it's
the
trending
law.
right now.
He's a police officer.
Yeah, and that's
if
why-
anyone should know the law, he should know what he was doing was completely wrong.
And he was tough on him,
Now-
but he wouldn't do it to the daughters. He would only do it to his
To
sons,
his kid.
not to her daughters.
Now, what I'm
to his
asking
fiance's
is,
daughters.
there's probably a lot of cases of police abuse against him because he, someone who's abusive like that doesn't just keep it at home. He's probably was at work.
Sure, no, that's a pattern. You're
putting-
saying that's not the
Yeah,
whole.
there has to be more
that's a
cases.
pattern.
He's probably
Or
pulling
something.
people
Sure.
over and being a complete jerk.
And that's what
to
the
them.
ex-wife said, and she's saying, she says I could have prevented this years ago. She was going to him, and because he is a police officer, he was somehow allowed to circumvent these these allegations.
They back him up. Yeah.
Right. They
Yeah.
would send her home, and she was like worried. She knew this was going to happen, and sure enough, it did happen.
Yeah, she called the police, and then one of his friends will show up.
Yeah, so
you know,
folks.
it's just,
So
we're not going to.
so it's a sad story. So we honor that little boy, and
Poor kid.
just
Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Okay, everyone knows rich people are shady, right?
Oh,
Not all of them.
You seen Scooch McDuck and and Mr. What's the one from The Simpsons? Mr. Burns.
oh yeah.
Try to block the sun once and stuff. But what's going on with these rich assholes?
Well, some of our recording equipment we bought off Amazon, and we're talking about Jeff Bezos,
Mr. Kisses.
the
the richest
himself.
richest man in the world.
Yep.
So, you know the story. What happened with him being extorted from National Enquirer. We're trying to threaten him, blackmail him for millions of dollars. Otherwise, they would release pictures that he had sent to his new girlfriend.
Well, he was married or was he divorced?
He had divorced. And he had. And what it was is that if you got some crazy photos you send your girl or your wife, they hacked him. But you're asking, how do you hack the richest man in the world?
Yeah.
And they were trying to. And it took a while to figure this out. It actually took a year or two. And what it was the Prince of Saudi Arabia,
They traced it back
What
to that
the
jerk.
fuck?
Mohammed bin Salman. Yeah,
Hater.
MBS.
Big hater.
Yeah, and the way he did it was at one of those conferences, you exchange
Rich
numbers with
people
the delegates.
conferences.
Yeah, you
money.
yeah, sure. With foreign diplomats and dignitaries, you exchange numbers because those are private lines, secure lines. And not long after that, he got a text from the Prince of Saudi Arabia.
Like, hi, what are
and
you doing?
what's happening or whatever it was.
Like
but
a buddy fucking text.
just some shit, whatever
They're like,
it was.
hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
Want to go get a
What's
drink?
up, man?
No, he sent him something, and underneath that thing was a worm, a virus that extracted, and they said that it took them a while to figure this out, and they went back and they looked at the statistics, and it said that it went up 29,000%. The data usage, like it's just like after that text
Distracted
from the Saudi Arabian prince, and now they're saying there's even more to the story because he exchanged numbers with a lot of people that day at that event, including Bill Gates and Jared Kushner.
Hacked a lot of people.
Right, that's what they're saying. So right now, some of those people that were at that event, there's things unfolding in the news right now where they've canceled events and things are just coming forth. And it was Jeff Bezos' private security firm. It took a while. It took him like a year and a half to go figure this out because he was pissed. He's like, wow. Imagine the day that he got that thing saying, well, I'm going to send these pictures of your dick to the public unless you do this or that. And you're saying it's over politics.
That means he got mad because he has a small dick.
No,
that's what it sounds like.
Because if he had a big dick, you would be like, sure, let him all see my dick.
Fuck it, right?
Well, actually, my boy, listen. Actually, my boy, that is what he did. He told him, fuck you, I'm not interested. He sent a text to him in public to the owner of the Inquirer saying, I'm not interested. He wasn't interested because he has enough money and he thinks he's hung enough.
He must be hung enough. He must have bought a new weenie because with that kind of money,
Sure.
you get a fucking donkey dick and transplant.
Well, he's all buffed out now. When you see the pictures of him when he first started
That's
to now.
fucking CG, man. He's not.
No, he really has a private trainer.
I heard that he's so rich, he has a body dough that looks like him, that works out, and he just sits at home getting fat.
So what's his girlfriend's name? Or his new fiance?
She's a hottie named Lauren Sanchez. She used to be a host on Good Day LA on Fox. She used to come out on several different shows, cameos on movies also.
Yeah. So they seem to be happy. But the folks, the warning is once again that even the richest man in the world could be hacked. So don't think that they're not going to be able to hack your little home smart system.
If you're the poorest man in the world, you're definitely getting hacked.
They're gonna get shit.
Stay tuned. The Audio Missile Podcast will be right back.
All right. Everybody's partied and done a little bit of coke and got in that limp dick and shit. So you have to counter it with a little what? You have to counter it with a little Viagra, I mean, so you can kind of. I mean, I'm not saying me. I'm just saying, I'm just talking about friends, experiences.
It's a famous
people. But now this one guy here must have had a dead dick because he took some pills that were for animals, right? What's going on?
Well, yeah, he had to do a urgent surgery at a specialty hospital in Reynosa, Tamaulipas, after he had a 3-day erection.
Jesus.
Why did he get a 3-day erection?
He was partying.
Well, he was part. What he did is
was he at the local whorehouse fucking for 3 days?
No. He went down to Veracruz, and he got something by the farmers down there in that region that they used to invigorate bulls for insemination, causing him to have a 3-day erection. And this.
So that's very harmful, right? Because it says more than 4 hours.
Yeah.
Wait, so it was like it
sounds like it worked to me.
Giving a human an animal dosage.
Yeah, exactly.
So, because a bull weighs like what, 500 pounds?
Yeah. Well, in Mexico, down there, Tamaulipas. I don't know, my boy. You been to Tamaulipas?
Well, you don't have to be in Tamaulipas. Anywhere in Mexico, you could get whatever you want. They pretty much at the local pharmacy.
Yeah, pretty much.
So this idiot went and instead of getting some Cialis or some proven Viagra or something, he said, "You know what? Give me some fuck.
I want something chingon,
my dick is dead. I want to wake it up. It's been sleeping for 5 years."
Right. No, he tried. You know what I'm saying?
He must have tried everything, probably.
Right. Yeah, and so it didn't work. He goes, that don't work. I want something that works.
You want something? I want something that works. I tried Viagra. I tried Cialis. That shit's don't work.
You don't know me.
I pop them like Tic Tacs, and my dick is still dead.
No,
The guy's like, the guy got something. This is for bulls.
Right, it's for bulls, brave.
That's what I need because I fuck like a bull when I'm high.
Brave bull. So folks, be careful out there. If the moral of the story is be careful out there.
Yeah, don't take fucking crap that you don't know what it is. Don't be dumb.
Oh, he knew.
Okay, everybody's excited about the Super Bowl. Are you guys gonna go see it?
I don't
Miami,
got money for that.
I'll watch it.
$7,000.
I'd rather go to Tijuana and waste that with hookers.
Well,
There you go.
Well, I lied. The lowest price ticket is $4,000, but there ain't too many of those left.
That's the nosebleed section where you can't
Yeah,
even
the
see
average
game.
price is more
That-
like
You can't see the
$7,000.
game, but you can say you were there. That's for the fucking show-offs.
for the
It's the
Instagram.
Super Bowl. Yeah.
And for Super Bowl 54, the majority of the ticket sales are out of state going to California. 22% of all ticket sales is California.
Well, you got Beverly Hills out here. That's where all the money's at. All the
And
studios and the music
Yep.
industry and all that.
Yep.
What's the second?
Kansas and Missouri combined account only for 20%. And Florida comes in third with 7% of all the ticket sales. And it's even though it's being hosted in Miami. And you said a good thing earlier that it's California does have some revenue.
Yeah, you got all the movie studios, all the record industry out here. There's a lot of artists that live here. This is their home. And I hear there's a lot of money. Even difficult for the players themselves to get tickets. Is that true?
Well, here's how it works. If you're one of the players in the Super Bowl, you're allowed the courtesy of purchasing 2 tickets.
That's good. These guys are millionaires. You can afford 2 fucking tickets. What, like $7,000 a ticket or what?
At the purchase price. Yeah, some weird price,
No, they probably get a discount if you're a player. Come on, they're not gonna pay. They're gonna charge a full price.
You'll get it at price. You won't get it like a scalper price. Basically.
You won't get it you won't get it at a scalper price, my boy.
That's a good deal. That's a good deal.
And so we'll see what happens there in Florida if you're going to be watching it. And here's another phenomena that's happening in Florida. So in Florida, when it's really cold, have you heard about the iguanas?
No.
Oh, I
Grab the
did hear.
trees?
Yeah.
My boy, you heard about that,
I heard
huh?
about this,
They're
yeah.
dropping out of the trees, dude.
From freezing,
Hey,
no?
but you know what? Something more interesting than iguanas. I hear that more hookers congregate in that city during the Super Bowl week than anywhere else in the world. Is that true?
No way.
Yeah.
For every Super Bowl.
For every Super Bowl.
For every Super
Yeah,
Bowl.
the hotels are
Hookers,
booked.
hookers fly in from all over the world. This is our money-making day.
Well, they don't
Really?
fall out of the trees, but no.
It doesn't get that cold for the hookers.
Oh, well,
Their
let me
panties fall off with the cold.
well, let me finish telling you what happens. So the National Weather Service put out a tweet saying, "Don't be surprised if you see iguanas falling in the trees tonight as the lows drop to 30s and 40s." And what happens is with these reptiles, when it's low, they fall out of the trees.
Can you eat them?
Wait, why do they fall though?
Their blood and their heart slows
they just-
down.
they
But
just-
wait, they
oh.
don't all die though. When the temperatures rise, a few of them wake up. Half
go
of them
into
wake
a-
up.
they go into
to
a winter coma.
Yeah, winter coma. And iguanas aren't dangerous or aggressive to humans. The males can grow to at least 5 feet long, and they weigh
boys.
nearly 20 pounds.
Yeah, big
Well,
boys.
you like reptiles.
I like 'em. They're
And I know
cool.
your roommate likes reptiles too.
Yeah, he's got
he's
a
an
snake
iguana.
up.
He has iguanas up in there, I think. No, snakes, huh?
Yeah, it's 2 snakes. Yeah, 2 snakes.
Pythons.
Pythons. Well,
Pythons.
these iguanas, they're native to Central America, tropical parts of South America, and some Caribbean islands. They were introduced to Florida in the 1960s, and they were a problem. They're called evasive. Evasive.
Yeah.
Because the females, they can lay up to 80 eggs a year.
Fuck.
80 eggs a year.
So what's their predator?
Oh, I don't think they have a predator there.
What about humans? Can you eat them? Like I asked earlier?
Yeah, people.
They are edible. They are edible.
people.
Yeah, we've heard of you, and also people make
Iguana
iguana
soup.
outfits, and still,
I don't know.
I don't think they have iguanas at Mexico, do they?
So
They eat them.
in Florida, you're allowed to keep them as pets.
You should
You
be.
know-
Yeah, you should be allowed
know,
to.
In
so-
Oklahoma, you can have them as pets.
You can have them as pets too.
Yeah, I've seen a couple.
In California, you could wear them as suits, apparently. Right. Says you can make iguana
Maybe,
suits.
maybe. Hey, this is Barefoot Boris, and you're listening to the Audio Missile Podcast. Stay tuned.
Everybody knows that shit happens once in a while. Right?
Shit happens.
But
No pun intended.
in this spot, shit was happening all the time. Tell us what kind of shit was happening there.
Well, this is in Natick, Massachusetts.
Okay.
All right, so a lady named Andrea Grosser, 51 years old, she was charged with 8 counts of wanton destruction of property. And it was an outdoor store where she was defecating. It was happening over a period of time.
Is she overweight?
It makes a difference.
It makes the size.
It makes a difference.
Makes the size of the dookie bigger or
Right,
smaller.
well-
I mean, I'm just saying.
Well, let me tell you, my boy, the owner of the business couldn't figure it out. He'd come into work and there would be these shits in the front door. And so
First off, was it a plumber?
so I'm telling you.
What kind of business was it?
It was an outdoor store, so maybe they had plumbing equipment
Maybe it was fast food.
or fast food. Well, no. So
Something
check this
shitty.
out. they thought it was animals. They thought it was like deer or dogs or something.
Smell human
no,
shit.
wait. So they finally figured out this is human.
They saw some corn in it.
Yeah, all right. So what happened was one morning a police officer was staked out there, for traffic or something.
He was there.
And
with his telescope aimed toward the door.
No.
I'm gonna catch the shit bandit.
No.
The shit bandit.
No, he was in the parking lot for something else. He was there to watch traffic stuff, and he saw a woman pull up and wait till the parking lot was empty. She got out and ran over and started to take a shit right there.
Instant.
Ran back, got in her car, and took off.
So she didn't wipe.
She did.
Yeah, she wiped. She wiped and then ran back into her car.
So she left
and
the
took
shit
off.
in the toilet paper on the floor.
Yeah, and then took off.
So I'm just saying, if they saw the shit with toilet paper next to it.
Ex-girlfriend.
No. Wait.
Psycho.
And so when the police officer tracked her down, chased her down, and arrested her, and this is what she said. She said, "Well, I have irritable bowel syndrome," and she goes, "I couldn't make it home." And he goes, "Well, but you keep doing this over and over."
I can't make it home every day.
She's crazy. She's crazy.
And so
I'm just saying. Look, she took a shit and she cleaned herself with toilet paper, so she left the toilet paper next to the shit.
Yeah.
So
right
then they would have known it wasn't an animal, right?
No, it wasn't always toilet paper there. Because toilet paper will fly away in the wind, but the shit will stay there. You know what I mean?
That's
it just
true.
looks like
That's very true.
or whatever it is. She just would take her shits or throw them there. And so here's the thing: they arrested her. The owner was happy. He goes, "I don't care. I don't know her. I never pissed her off. I don't know why she was doing it." And even her employer said, "Well, she has a bathroom at work. She could, so she's lying when she said she couldn't."
Okay,
she's mentally ill.
Yeah,
Shedding outdoors is better than shitting indoors. Like al natural. It's very
vegan.
It's very primitive.
I
For the same
spouse like doing shit like that.
for the same reason people like to have breakfast outside on the sidewalk at a sidewalk cafe.
Sure. Well, we'll see what happens, folks.
You are listening to the Audio Missile Podcast.
Alrighty, guys. You ever did the Tide Pod challenge? You heard of that?
I
one?
never.
That's only dumb millennials that do shit like that.
Are the ice bucket
We're
challenge?
smarter than that.
The ice bucket challenge?
Today's kids get abducted and molested.
Hey,
Like,
man.
hey, here comes some candy. Oh, my candy.
They're hating on
You've
us,
heard of the
boys.
ice bucket challenge?
I've heard of it, yeah.
Where they pour a...
Did you ever do it?
I never
No,
did.
okay.
How old are you? First off.
24.
He's 24.
You did it. You did it.
No.
Don't be embarrassed. Don't be embarrassed. Tell us
He did
truthfully
it. No.
right now.
Look at the look on his Oh my God. You know that.
Leave the homie alone.
No, we're gonna leave the
Leave my
homie
friend
alone.
alone.
He's our wait, folks.
I'm 24
Wait.
too.
He's our guest, so we'll leave him alone. But I'm gonna tell you
Did
about.
you do it, Boris? You're his age.
I never did that
No,
shit.
no,
Yeah, I never did
Fuck
it.
no.
Now listen. I'm gonna tell you guys about a new challenge out. It's called the Outlet Challenge.
The what?
You might have heard of these kids getting shocked. I know we've
Oh
heard
my
about
I'm
these
shocking
kids.
already.
Yeah. Well, here's what they do. You insert the plug of.
What happened to old-fashioned masturbating?
You insert the plug part of a phone charger cord only partly way into the plug, and then you touch it with the penny.
Wait. Before you tell people how to do this, you don't want some fucking kid electrocuting himself and then trying to sue us because he learned because of us.
I'm just telling you what they're
don't do
doing.
it.
This is a
Don't do it.
disclaimer.
They're
Wait,
using
listen.
wires and
Don't
putting
do-
them on
don't
the
try
wall.
this at home.
Do
Don't
not
do
do this
this.
at home.
Do not do this
When you
shit.
take the penny and touch it with the phone charger. I'm just telling you what they're doing.
Okay, first
But
off,
it is fun.
We have our friend Rafa here. He's an engineer. How much electricity can a person take before they kill themselves?
Well, it roughly takes about 2 amps, which is not really the amount, it's how much per second is flowing through the body. Now, once you have 2 amps of electrical flow going through your nervous system, that can cause cardiac arrest.
So
That's
the
what's
cardiac
happening,
arrest
yeah.
is what kills you.
Yeah, and they're burning. They're getting burnt,
So are they jerking off while electrocuting themselves?
Something. Well, let me tell you, my boy.
So they're getting all this excitement from jacking off.
No.
So the heart's pumping extra fast already.
No, listen.
Then the electrical flow just busts it.
Oh, listen, my boy. So far, a Michigan kid has died. He's been burned. One kid, he's being arrested and charged for starting a fire at
I
the
was
West
burned by a
Fort.
hooker in Tijuana.
Yeah, I bet.
I did get burned by a hooker in Tijuana.
Yeah, I know you did, my boy. Because you also did the
Hong
ice
Kong.
bucket challenge. But what was
Oh
that other?
my
Hey,
God.
Will,
Oh my
We
in the
hear
back.
our friend over here in the back. Come here.
Where are you from? LBC?
Come here. Talk to us.
This is our boy from the LBC, a guest tonight. What's this other challenge you heard about?
It's like a condom snorting challenge. Like,
A condom snorting
The
challenge.
condom snorting challenge. You heard of that one too, my boy?
I've heard of it. And
you
I've seen it.
No, wait, listen.
You
what's
seen
the
it.
challenge?
Tell
Is
us,
it
what
put
is
a
the
condom-
challenge? Wait. He said he's seen it. What do they do? Tell us exactly what they do.
All I know is they snort a condom. And
Like
it
what
comes
up
out
their
mouth.
up their butt or what?
No.
No, man. They snort it from their nose, and somehow
Like
it comes
cocaine?
out their mouth.
Like up their nose and out their mouth?
Yeah.
Like a condom cocaine.
What about if that shit gets stuck
concoction.
in your fucking brain?
You die. That's the
extra-
challenge. That's the challenge. You
challenge
live.
is
If you
staying.
live, you survive.
You survive kind of stupid.
Do you get extra points if there's semen in the condom?
Oh, double points, baby.
Everyone knows a dog is a man's best friend, right?
Hell yeah.
But this guy didn't know that, and he had a rooster. And the rooster fucked him up. What happened, Cordell?
Well, rooster fighting, cockfighting, the famous rooster fighting. The dude's name is Saripali Rao from India. He was a father of 3.
Was.
Now listen, he had that rooster and he put
So
it.
how many birds has that rooster killed and how many humans? One human and how many birds?
We don't know
What's
his
the count?
record,
Who
huh?
knows how many birds?
The statistics. Well, check this out. He was on the way taking it to the cockfighting, and it's
Okay.
illegal in India. So I'll let you know that.
Okay,
but they
first
still
off,
do
it's
it.
illegal in Mexico too, but they still do it. But
Right.
here's the thing: you put the gaff, which is the blade
Right.
that's on the rooster's leg that they tie it to the leg.
Right, exactly.
It's like a knife. It's like a knife fight.
A sharpened-
between 2 roosters.
yeah, these razors.
All right, you have to put the knife on at the fight, not on the way to the fight. He was carrying it with the knife on it already, or what?
He was a rookie.
Yes,
Yeah.
well, yeah, he was a rookie. I guess that's what it was, my
Then the
boy.
fucking rooster must have got loose and got his ass.
Yeah, well, the rooster was trying to escape as he was trying to tie it on. He was trying to tie on the thing, and the rooster tried to escape, and somehow it slashed him in the neck.
In a moving car.
In a moving car.
You have to be a professional because it's not an idiot sport. I mean, you have to know what you're doing because you could cut. Those blades are super sharp.
Yeah.
And then here's the thing: in Mexico, I think they use the what 1.5 inch, 3 inch blades, gaffs they're called. In India or in the Philippines or somewhere, they use like 6 inch.
Sure, yeah, they're longer. Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah,
So,
the picture of it.
I don't know what size gaff they use in India, but if it could have been one of those 6 inch gaffs, then it could be a real deadly cut.
Yeah, it's a little rooster with 2 knives.
Aren't Indians relatively smart? Why would he make such a
Reasonable decision.
Yeah, but that's a stereotype. That's a stereotype.
There's 4 billion of them.
That's a
so
stereotype.
Out of 4 billion, my boy, there's some
statistically there
there's some tontines. There's a
I
few
mean, there's a few.
tontines.
Okay, there's a lot of crap happening in Australia, not just the fires. I mean, besides the koalas going extinct almost, there's a couple of twins out there. They really get along really great. They do things together all the time. What's going on, Cordell?
Well, they got their the Rackaracka YouTube channel, which is famous, and it's the twins Michael Alexander and his brother Danny. And they had to go to court for several driving offenses.
Okay, what happened?
With driving without your seatbelt on,
Okay, well-
a couple other things.
All right, so what led up to that?
Well, they filled the car with water and had scuba equipment.
Okay, what kind of car did they have? It's waterproof. Did they seal it?
They sealed it. They sealed. They had a Ford Laser. A Ford Laser.
Because Volkswagens used to be waterproof. Remember, they used to put them in the water. And they
Right,
used to
you're right.
float?
The Germans,
They
yeah,
used to float.
sure.
They were
in
airtight.
the army, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they had a Ford Laser, and what they did was they waterproofed it somehow, filled it with water, put on scuba equipment, and drove down to the local liquor store.
How did they buy
Bought
the
some beer.
How did they get out of the car? Was it a convertible?
Yeah, somehow they got up through the
They
top.
made it a convertible
Yeah.
so they could get like a fish tank.
Yeah, like a fish
mobile
tank.
fish tank.
A mobile fish tank.
Yeah.
And they already do wild stuff on YouTube. And so when they went to court, they got
Okay,
him for
it's
they had
not
to get him for reckless driving.
It's not illegal to drive around in a car with scuba diving equipment.
Right. So they had to get him for
Not having a seatbelt
seatbelt,
on,
for-
drunk driving,
for-
because obviously they were drinking, right?
yeah. Wow. Well, no, but I think in Australia it's a little different. The
Reckless
drinking
driving.
laws, they didn't get him for drunk driving,
Reckless driving.
reckless driving, because in Australia they
can
drink a
drunk
lot.
drive?
They drink a lot. Oh my boy,
They drink a lot here too, but we can't fucking drunk drive.
they drink a lot in Australia.
Not more than
They drink
Mexicans.
enough that the law allows it.
I don't know. I think the Irish and the Mexicans will argue with you about that shit.
Right. Well, you
Either
know,
way,
I
I
know,
like their style.
yeah,
Yeah,
no,
good. Shout out to Australia for the fires. We're sorry about what happened to you guys.
yeah.
But these twin guys seem cool.
Yeah. You know, their channel's blowing up. And speaking of you guys drinking in Mexico, you had some drinks today. Our boy here, it's his birthday. The engineer.
Rafa, what's up,
yeah,
Rafa?
yeah.
Hey, happy birthday,
Happy
brother.
birthday to you.
Yeah.
We have special guests today. Hunter and Rafa sitting in with us.
Yeah, and we're bringing
With
in
me,
the Chinese
Cordell,
New Year
and-
as
and
well.
Barefoot
Yeah.
Boris.
Oh, Chinese New Year.
Yes.
What animal is it this year?
The rat.
The gopher.
The rat. Throw the rat. The raton.
The rat.
6'9". Takeshi 6'9".
Pinchy rat. Oh, the pinchy rat.
The rat. That's funny.